Hi, I'm Barry John, and welcome back to Let's Play Descent 3. I have two co-pilots, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Laylight, just trying to get by.
I'm Solitaire, getting ready to face a midnight ordeal here.
If I read that mission statement correctly, the big old ship we're going to is in trouble?
Yep. The C.E.D. Expeditor Dreadnought, flagship of the C.E.D. fleet. Well, the cutscene's going to explain it, but basically, apparently our efforts over the past couple of levels have determined that, yeah, maybe it's the PTMC that's the bad guys and not the Red Acropolis research team. So why don't we go have a chat?
Big surprise.
Now this level is very... I don't mind the little fade in for the little objectives, but it kind of breaks the flow of the level. By the way, this is the worst level in the game.
General Porter, all personnel report immediately to battle station.
I think actually literally calling them stormtroopers might be a little on the nose here.
Mm-hmm. So,
I guess the Matsens have come from this invading PTMC force.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Expeditor Dreadnought. It is a maze of a level. It's but ugly. It's got way too many double back, switchbacks, ways to go back, event log, materialization center loaded aboard. So we have three primary objectives in this game. First is to disable the ship's engines so it doesn't do anything crazy. Then repel all the boarders.
So the PTMC boarders are trying to warp this out into deep space where the C.E.D. can't reinforce it or something?
Or they're just trying to steal the ship.
The whole ship?
Yes.
Alright, we'll just go with that. We're not going to question that any further.
This is a cartoon supervillainy here.
So, I guess the question then becomes, what happens if you go to these waypoints in the wrong order? Are you just not able to do anything, or what?
No, you can do them in whatever order you want. That's not a problem. So, disable... Here's the thing about this. One of the things about this level. The engine... The reactor engine disable objective is glitched in the game and was never patched out. Even if you complete it, the level will say, or the level will consider it that you never completed the mission, and you'll fail the objective.
So there's literally a bug in the game that the right event flag doesn't get tripped when you actually do that.
Yeah.
Does that make it impossible to complete this level?
No. It just means that you fail an objective. Or quote-unquote fail an objective. Now you see how it says you still have 31 infected stormtroopers remaining. That is the objective which will cause me to break out the cheat codes for the first time in the game.
To basically, you're going to destroy all of them manually, but you're going to use a cheat code to force the game into recognizing that, yes, you really did destroy all those stormtroopers.
No. As the level progresses, I'm going to break out the Thief Bot and start using it excessively.
The Thief Bot?
Break out the Guide Bot and start using it excessively. Now, it says that you're supposed to find these 31 infected stormtroopers and destroy them. And the Guide Bot has an option to, find the nearest infected stormtrooper. It doesn't work. Because the level designer didn't, or whomever was in charge of the level, didn't flag the stormtroopers as legitimate waypoints for the Guide Bot. So the Guide Bot cannot locate these things for you. And if you use the find nearest enemy command instead, well, there's a few problems with that I'll talk about when we get to them. Also, the level is big.
I hope we can just clean out this place in a hurry. I'd like to find the mess hall in this place and get a burger.
So would I, but unfortunately... Oh, back here.
Yeah, or the basketball court.
Hey, now, wait, can you carry the basketball through in System Shock 2? Sorry, I got distracted there. Buy a better game.
Can you carry what now?
Oh, System Shock 2, there was a basketball court in a couple of spots. You get a bonus if you successfully sink a basketball shot.
Yeah, I've never actually played that game myself, so I don't really know the full story about it.
Oh.
I've beaten it, but I've never tried to do the basketball thing.
Oh, fair enough.
I didn't know there was a thing you could do there.
Basically, it's how well can you use the physics engine.
Yeah. And you can't just keep it in your inventory, because that would be too easy.
No, it's an object that you have to hold on to.
So yeah, I'm already starting to see what you're talking about with this level. It does look a little maze-like, and, I mean, there's enemies around, but they don't really look like anything special so far.
They're not special. Yeah, it...
What does that guy do?
Oh, he was an energy drainer.
Ah. Oh yeah, that's right. We had one of those in the earlier levels, I think. Just haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah. Oh, for what it's worth, I'm back in the regular Pyro. I figure I'm just going to end the game flying, the good old classic here.
So a little bit faster than the big old heavy ship, I guess.
Yeah.
But can't carry as much stuff.
But the Expeditor is big enough that the velocity is important, just to minimize the amount of wasted time.
I mean, I guess it's nice that the doors are nice and wide, so you're not really getting caught on the doorways, but you still have to wait for the actual doors to open.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, even though you're flying around in the inside of a ship, things are a little bit cramped, but they're not outright claustrophobic, at least.
Yeah. And there's that...
Hello.
Yeah, there was that guy very safe.
It'd be a nice touch if you got close enough to the window and you're facing his direction, he'd actually wave at you, but that might be a little bit too much work to do, I guess.
No, I don't want to abort the mission. Sorry,
Does that just restart the level, or...?
Yeah. No, because to get out of that message, you have to hit Shift F8 again. Oh, the hangar bay has been welded shut.
That's an unusually accurate diagnosis from, I'm assuming, the guide bot.
Yeah, that is the guide bot. Oh, engine misfire. I think I better go take care of that objective. I'm not sure if the engine controls is a time restrict or a time limited objective, but I figured there's no sense in.
Yeah, that's really annoying whenever it happens in games. Is when an objective actually is time limited, but they don't give you a timer or any particularly pressing reason to think that it's on a literal timer. Like, there's no timer visible, but you were supposed to get there in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a sharp contrast from a lot of games where they tell you to hurry up, or we got to get to this place in a hurry, but you can just take your time.
Yeah,
it's all window dressing.
Music's alright, though.
It's not obstructive, at least.
Yeah, I haven't been... This is the first time in a while that I've actually been able to hear the music while we're recording. I love this new headset, Mike.
Nice. Improved technology for the win.
Yes. I don't know why the last headset I had, like, completely cut off everything but voice chat while voice chat was active, but it was pretty annoying.
Alright, so, gimmick of this section. Wait. Let me make sure I'm killing the right people. Now you may be wondering why I'm pinned to the wall here, but there's a very simple explanation for it. I'll explain once I've blown this guy up. So,
There's some physics messery around.
when these engines are firing, you get pushed away from them. So you have to sneak off to the side here, and oh god damn it, wrong one.
This seems like one of those things you're not supposed to reach your arm inside while it's operating.
No. But, son of a... This takes way too long. Like, seriously. So I'm using my... you have to go through the one I'm pointing at right now.
The lower right one. Well,
Yep.
From this perspective.
Yep. And get into there. And no, don't ask me how often I had to save and reload to do that.
What, does it kill you?
No! The amount of times I failed to make that run.
Oh.
So if you're too slow, it just shoves you back out.
Yes. And now the guide bot is trapped out there. Also, these guys with their Omega cannons. There's only one response to that.
That seems reasonable. Gotta use them for something, and there's probably some other pickup somewhere around there anyway to refill.
Yeah, but of course it's also a case of, finding the enemy, wondering who's shooting at me, replacement mega missiles.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's like they knew.
Yeah.
Missile well spent.
Alright, now I've cleared out the enemies and... just gotta hit the switch. Come on, past me, hit the switch already. There we go. That's 1, 2... There we go. Now the engine core has shut down, and this is the objective that even though I've completed it, and I've been told I've been completed it, and I've told I've been completed, words, it actually won't register as being done on the level completion screen.
Right.
So what's is there any long-term effect from not having completed that objective, or does it just look bad?
It looks bad. And there's nothing down this way either.
Do you have to circumvent it with cheat codes, or just let you do it?
It lets you do it. It's the game waggling its finger at you going, you didn't 100% complete the level.
So you're telling me that all this time there were optional objectives?
Because of the way the game was developed, levels were designed without collaborative input from the design team. People were building levels without talking to other people or building objectives and whatnot, and designing levels and how they were playing out without any real sense of cohesion or theme as things developed.
That's always a good way to get a project done.
Well, the thing is that it worked for the original Descent games because those games because you had a unified engine and everybody knew what the what's the word I want to say?
What the standards were?
Yeah, and how the gameplay loop was supposed to go. But because in this game they're experimenting with new things, they're using multiple engines. You see the quality of the level just go all over the place.
Yeah, the scope for Descent 1 and Descent 2 was a lot more limited as well, since obviously, of course, you only had the one engine, and what a remarkable engine it was, but there was only one of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey. Wait. Was that Mars I just saw out the window there?
But yeah, this place does look large enough that it'd be really easy to just miss a side passage and the side or the ceiling or the floor, and thereby miss one or two stormtroopers. Then you get to some other event flag part of the level, you get done with all your other objectives, and then you see, there's two stormtroopers left, and you're all like, great, alright, I guess I'll have to fly around literally this entire level to find the last two then, won't I? Because of the aforementioned guidebot problem.
Okay, is it this corridor? Or...
I thought that guidebot would help you find those last stormtroopers.
Hold on a second here. There's enemies behind me. So, whenever you pass through this door that's behind me here, that I'm about to get my ass kicked on, and into this hallway, like this little area, the game spawns in new enemies. So I run back out through here. I run back out through here. Past me. Never mind. Basically, every time you go through that door in that little corridor, the game spawns new enemies for you. And because the guidebot's find enemy trigger is literally based on shortest distance to that target, whenever you're in this section of the map, the guidebot will, without fail, take you over to right here.
Oh, that's an interesting oversight.
Because these,
I thought,
those three guys will spawn in every time you come through here.
Yeah, that literally just looks like something they honestly probably caught that during testing, but they didn't have time to make a proper fix or something. It wouldn't surprise me. Because sometimes you just run into these engine-style things where, like, actually fixing something like this would involve adding a new flag to enemies that say, Guidebot can't find these, or whatever, and, it would be really hard to add that in after the fact.
Or just, take out the enemy spawn flag.
Yeah, or maybe only spawn these things, like, 2 times or 3 times, and then stop spawning them after that.
Yeah, because you can see they respawned in behind me while I was flying through this corridor.
Or just make it a regular mat set or something.
Yeah.
So, I guess, really that's, the main problem is just that the objective seeker doesn't work, because that's what it was designed for. The, find nearest enemy is only doing exactly what it was told to do, so the fact that it's doing that really isn't the problem. It's just that the find the stormtroopers function is broken.
Yeah, which is why I'm saving it for last and hoping. When I was playing and making this recording, I was hoping I was going to do it. Because, back when I was first playing the game back in the late 90s, early 2000s, this was the level that was my wall.
You don't seem to be taking too much damage from attrition yet, but I think that's mostly just because you've been handling the Omega Cannon guys quite nicely. I'm sure if those guys catch you off guard, they can really just kill you outright.
Yeah.
So, you need a guided missile to hit that switch, right?
Yes.
What happens if you don't have any?
You're screwed.
This seems... So is this a level you can complete with no objectives done? Or what?
No. You have to you have to, quote-unquote, complete the hunt down the 31 infected stormtroopers objective. By the way, just look at this level. Look at it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's pretty funny. Zoomed out.
So that's really the main objective. That when you get that done, that's what ends the level.
Yeah. But now I'm going to be hunting down the stormtrooper leaders because because simply by flying through the level doing objectives so far, I've taken out 13 infected stormtroopers, which means 18 more to go. And here I am. You see, they spawn in.
And they're gonna do it again when you go out that door in front of you?
Yes.
Huh.
Welcome to my life in this game. I suffer so that everybody at the home watching this doesn't have to.
But not this quarter. Oh no, this one you just kill the enemies in once and you're fine, right?
Yeah. Oh hey, back out in the central hangar bay again, where I first arrived.
Yeah, no, this seems like an area where it is a little bit unfortunate that you can't fly out of the well that you're in and kind of around the side of the ship. But, technical limitations again.
To be fair, if you could, say, fly around the outside the ship, that would be frigging awesome.
What, as the pilot?
No. As you basically take the pyro and fly outside the ship and say, from this hangar bay, instead of going through the hangar and around through the inside of the ship, fly outside, go around, and come in back into the ship from a different angle. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Is there, a later game that, added that feature?
I want to say there's some roguelike that came out in the past few years that lets you do that, but the name is escaping me at the moment. It's one of those breach in and assassinate the target type deals.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one, but the name also escapes me.
It's from the guy who made Gunpoint.
Yeah, I got stuck on Gunpoint.
I did a Let's Play of Gunpoint, if you want to go watch that instead of this. I wouldn't blame you at all.
I mean, as funny as it would be to literally leave this recording session in the middle of it and go do that, I'm not going to.
Yeah, that would
I want
be
you to at least know that I was thinking about it, briefly.
I don't want to be rude.
Hey, it is quite alright to be rude to this game, okay?
So just to recap where we are, we've already done the engines objective, and there was a vent thing we had to do, and those are already done, so the stormtroopers are the only thing left to do.
Yeah. What's up is we've done we've turned off the ship's engines, should have disabled the primary enemy generator for the level, and now we're just hunting down the infected stormtroopers to make sure that they don't spread the infection much further.
I was wondering if this was the worst game I'd gotten a player's guide for without playing it myself back in the day, but then I remembered I did that for Ultima 9.
That is quite a narrow superlative there.
Yeah.
That works. Alright, well, I guess we just have to scour the rest of this maze then. Because, at this point, kill n number of specific enemy class objectives have been around for a while, but, usually what happens is they want you to kill every single one of them, and I feel like that's been true for a lot of games up to and including this point. I think eventually there have been a few games that have, you have 20 of these stormtroopers, and they only ask you to kill, 15 or 17 out of 20 instead of all 20.
Or more importantly, they make it so that it's easy to visually identify whom you're supposed to shoot. Because there is no way to tell who's infected or who's not at all.
Yeah, that's right. Those Omega Cannon guys probably didn't really count, did they?
I don't know who's infected or not. There's no way for me to tell unless I literally check the number of enemies remaining after I blow up each enemy.
Alright, kill them all and let God sort them out.
Unfortunately, that's an option.
Yeah, I guess it would be pretty cool if, yeah, like you said, there was a more reliable visual identifier, and the ones that were not infected were fighting the ones that were infected, and it was easy to tell.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough griping. We do seem to be making some progress, at least.
Yeah.
You're not running out of ammo. You've got plenty of shields. I mean, you got more than 50, so life's good, right?
Yeah. Lots of turrets in this little corridor here, so... What annoys me, though, is during, like, I know that there's a full map power-up that I've missed somewhere, that I've walked right past it, and I have no idea where it's at. But at this point,
see, that would be a reward. Like, if you could find some kind of a more major set piece, or, like, architectural design to kind of subtly lead the player towards that area, and then they can feel all clever for having gotten it, and then they can enjoy it. Oh, what a great amount of improvement to pacing that would be.
Mm-hmm. But part of the problem is that, because the full map shows the entire map, it doesn't show you where you haven't been. But I remember making that complaint in previous levels as well, so...
Well, this is a situation where you would really need it as a cleanup thing like this.
Yeah, in Descent 1 and 2, places that you haven't been were blue instead of white, so that is actually one downgrade that the map screen in Descent 3 has.
Oh.
But yeah, say whatever you like about the engine set piece. At least it was interesting. Like, it was designed specifically in that way, and it kind of helped break things up. It gave you a challenge to overcome. And, I don't know, like, Descent has always been about these tunnel, like, corridor fighting, but it's just not really holding the interest enough. It's either not dangerous enough, or if it is dangerous, it's kind of in, like, a way that emphasizes how awkward the combat in this game is, rather than anything particularly clever about the enemy composition or the placement or whatever. I mean, these Omega Cannon guys seem to be the major threat of the level, and they're not really... I guess, like, no special emphasis has been placed on them. Like, they don't get any kind of fanfare or set piece around them. You had those guys that were in the engine's corridor, but otherwise they've just kind of been mixed in with regular enemies.
Well, if you remember, at the start of this level, the intelligence and enemy robot tabs were both marked as classified, and that guy was caught on geometry, so I'm going to set him on fire.
You mentioned a while back that there were actually stormtrooper commanders, but...
Yeah.
That does not really seem to have been reflected in the gameplay.
That's because I haven't found them yet.
Oh, okay.
I think they're called Super Troopers.
I would make a comment about, insulting a superior comedy, but then I'm like, even Super Troopers doesn't deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as this.
Alright, so that's why I just couldn't see any, is because there literally haven't been any yet.
Yeah. However...
Will we know them when we see them?
Yeah.
I assume that did something, I just can't quite tell what.
Well, the Black Sharks thing is, how it draws in enemies, but these guys were caught on geometry. Now, however, I did kill the guide bot. So now the guide bot is currently sitting on my ship, and it won't deploy until I sacrifice 10 shield units to repair the guide bot.
I mean, it took splash damage in the earlier games, but I guess that Black Shark just did a whole lot of it or something.
Mm-hmm.
What was it doing up there?
It was locating the enemy commander.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And this is
so the commanders are marked, but not the regular infected stormtroopers?
Yes. Well, sorry. I think what happens is that the location tag or the objective tags are location based, not objective based. So there was a tag in this room to deal with the commander in here, but not on the actual commander itself.
So far, the enemies don't seem to wander around that much, but it does make you paranoid, like, did I cover every single corner of this room and kill all the enemies in it?
Yeah. And fortunately, the missiles aren't going to fire off, so... Yeah, I got to admit, it's kind of a neat set piece there with the missiles like that, but even then, it's like, I don't know.
You don't have to do anything to the missiles, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think the missiles are fine. Like, they're there to lend a little bit of visual, like, they break up the visual interest a little bit. They're something that you can see, and they make sense in context, and that's all well and good. Like,
Yeah.
It would, as funny as it would be to add a switch that would actually let you manually launch the missiles, it might raise more questions than they actually feel like answering. So it's fine.
Mm-hmm. And this is me just checking out the map here, trying to figure out where to go, because,
I can't really see them on the map, though. That would be, like, another good reason to have a big, visually distinctive object.
Mm-hmm.
It might have just been, like, too far forward of the camera's point of view on the map, though. Maybe that's why I couldn't see it.
And these messages on the radio, they'll keep coming along until we complete certain objectives, so...
Just looping PA chatter. But without even the benefit of voiceovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had PA voiceovers in a couple of other levels. I guess they just didn't get around to doing it for this level or something. Or decided they didn't need it or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we're late enough in computer development eras where they're not quite so concerned about file size anymore so much as they are about development time. So they probably didn't cut out those voice lines for reasons of file size, but more like they probably just never recorded them in the first place or something.
Probably. I mean, this did come on a CD, on a single CD, so... And you know how much room is on a CD.
Fair. Yeah, they didn't want to have, like, a missed situation where you had to insert, like, 5 of them, I guess.
Yeah. Not like other games at the time where even, like, some of the Wing Commander games required multiple CDs for their installation. Actually, and don't tell anyone, but Descent 3 actually has 2 CDs in the case.
So how is it split up, then?
Not a clue. I installed this game months ago, and I've completely forgotten how it breaks down since then.
Alright, you, dear viewer, please let us know. We don't know very much about this game.
Is one of them the soundtrack?
No, the soundtrack is not separate like the Red Book audio was.
Okay.
I suppose they put the movies onto a separate disc.
That's possibly... Yeah, that would be pretty standard, I guess.
You don't have to
don't
switch
really,
between them.
Go ahead.
Do you have to switch between them while you're playing?
No.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is just a situation where the data was just too large to fit on one CD, but you install it from one, install it from both, and then the whole thing is on your computer.
Side, level 3A. Breach starboard side, level 3A. Need emergency maintenance assistance.
We were talking about...
Sorry, I was talking over that.
Yeah, we were just talking about how, they weren't recording audio for these things. I'm like, no, actually, that actually just happened there.
Yeah, but that time it didn't have subtitles or text, like green text on the top like the other one did, so I don't know. Consistency. It takes work.
I'm beginning to think that I should start appending the no effort tag to each of these videos.
Well, no, like, That's what I'm trying to emphasize with all this commentary I do, is they clearly put a lot of effort into this game. It's a lot of hard work. It's just that, I don't know, every time you just keep missing stuff every now and then. Like, polish takes even more hard work on top of just the amount of work you need to get the game done and shipped. And, well, clearly at some point they had to ship the game. I wonder if somebody died behind that door.
Possibly. Oh my god, another 20 minutes. Even 20 minutes.
Yeah, this just goes to show that as games get more and more complex, like, the potential for little bits of issues with polish just gets greater and greater as well. Because there's just more to keep, like, tightened up and consistent. I mean, Descent 2 certainly didn't have very much in the way of voice acting or subtitles, that's for sure.
This will be an Omega Cannon fight. No, wait. I'm going to fusion blast this guy if I can.
Yeah, he's kind of zippy. He's not super zippy, but it's kind of hard to get a beat on him with that fusion cannon there.
Yeah. Pardon me.
You got something in mind for that last black shark there?
Not really.
Just got an itchy trigger finger?
That too. I figure, you know what, when I find the boss fight, I'm just going to fire it off and see what that does for me.
When you find those commanders that you were talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, that message we got way much closer to the start of the level, where they mentioned that the engines area was taken over by the stormtroopers while you were off busy doing something else. That lent some credence to the idea that this place was under attack, but ever since then, the enemies just seem to have been nice enough to just sit around and wait for you to get to them.
That is very nice of them. Oh, wait! Crap!
Oops.
Crap!
Did you forget you had the black shark equipped and thought you had a concussion missile or something?
Yes. Now, for those of you keeping track at home, I went from 112 shields to 0 instantly. The black shark does not mess around in terms of you're dead now.
I mean, dying is humiliating enough. That's the worst penalty. But the second worst penalty is you don't have that missile anymore.
Not much I can really say about that. I mean, the black shark is another nice idea for a weapon, but it just doesn't work out in execution.
I don't know. It seems pretty good at killing things whenever you point it at it. It's just that the issues with level design here go beyond just having a big missile available that can clear out a room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have tools for that already. You have the Mega Missile, and you have smart missiles or guided missiles for slightly more precise operations. But, you know, again, it's all about, how do I describe this again? Like, having waypoints that kind of show you where to go, I guess. I mean, some levels in this game have been a lot better about that than others. I'll just say that much.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we have to go find Maintenance Corridor 37 in order to find these guys, because that's where the commanders are hanging out, apparently. And not at, I don't know, say, the bridge. That seems like if you want to take everybody on the ship hostage, that seems like where the hostage takers would go.
Although
At least, like, the central meeting hall. Like, wouldn't that be nice? Tie ourselves into the supposed story of this game, where we have to break into the very meeting hall that we were supposed to go to.
Well, to be fair, the guidebot is trying to take us there as fast as it can, and here we go, in here.
Okay, this is starting to look a little bit more interesting of a room, although it's still using the exact same textures that 90% of the rest of the ship has had.
Yep. And of course the flamethrower enemies that don't take their finger off the trigger. And the Omega cannon enemies.
Yeah, there's others, aside from some maybe slight coloration differences, and, I don't know, the models actually look really, really similar, so I was about to say maybe the height would have been different, but no, you just have to recognize that that blob of color is a Omega Cannon guy, and blue is machine gun, and red is, flamethrower. And, you get a little bit of time to recognize that, and maybe think, okay, this is going to be something we should take on at long range, maybe with, a black shark or a mega missile. But, no, we're just going to clean them all up with the Omega Cannon. I guess that worked out pretty well.
There we go.
Alright, that was nice.
Yep.
And, the guys on the radio aren't even going to congratulate you on doing a good job?
Nope. Now, here comes the problem. I still have 7 infected stormtroopers remaining. So my first thought was, hey, maybe they're in this room here where there are still enemies.
Yep, just like I thought. This always happens with mazes.
But that guy wasn't one. That guy...
So I guess whatever hacked into the stormtroopers also hacked into the turrets, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to kill all of them too?
No, it's just making my life easier. There we go. Energy room down there. Oh yes, you may have remembered me talking in a previous level about how I got caught in geometry and I exploded at one point and my stuff bounced around and I couldn't get at it again. That was in that room.
Well, it's a good thing you disabled those turrets that you already destroyed.
Well, no, because what happened during my practice run for that level there was I got caught by the flamethrowers, ducked down there, and the flamethrower damage over time was what caused me to explode.
While you were in the energy corridor room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see how it says get to Stormtrooper? I do not have any nav data on this goal. The guide bot is now useless. I've completed all the objectives, and all that's left is to find the Stormtroopers. And I tried going and say, hey, find robot in general. And the...
Oh, so this is where that thing took... Now it's going to actually show on camera what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. And he finds the nearest robot.
Okay.
Oh, hey, secret area. Invulnerability power-up. Nice.
Yeah, too bad it seems like it's on the far end of that big fight we just had, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell if this is the way we came into that room or if it's on the other side of it.
I should have been able to grab that on my way through. But now I'm going to go find a robot.
Actually, that's a good point. I never really thought about it up until now, but I wonder if by telling the guide bot to find power-ups, it'll actually find secret power-ups like that tucked away in corners.
Possibly. But again, like, it's finding the shortest distance to whatever.
Like literally straight line distance.
Pretty much, yeah. And because the enemies there are spawning in, because they're spawning in, they become the new legitimate, closest target for find a robot. Which means as long as I'm anywhere near a spawning enemy, those spawning enemies become closer targets than the actual targets I'm trying to find.
And thus here we are again. Just like we said. Nothing better to do than to just hoof it through the entire level, because the tools that we have that are supposed to cut out the tedium in doing so don't work.
Yeah, I'm so done with this level, I'm not even bothering with the Thief bot.
The guide bot.
No, the Thief bot. That was the Thief bot I just ignored.
Oh, there was a Thief bot.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Hello.
How often have they showed up?
Not often enough. Look, I didn't even get any pleasure from blowing up the Thief bot. That's how bad this...
Wait, this is a C.E.D. battleship, so would they have had... I mean, I guess since, like... Does PTMC sell the Thiefbot designs as garbage collectors so that other corporations can use them? This is raising so many questions.
Man, remember when someone in the thread said that the presence of the Thiefbot is the reason why they prefer the first Descent?
Wouldn't surprise me that somebody had said that.
Yeah, those were good times.
Yeah, because if there wasn't a Thiefbot aboard the ship when it started out, then it would have had to have come with the invasion force, and just, man, what's going on with the lore here?
I don't know anymore, but you're basically going to watch me putter around for the next 5 or so minutes, but when I get to the end, I'm going to break out the first cheat code for the game. Now, this was the classic era of cheat codes where you can just type in, pause the game, type in some stuff, and voila, cheats happen. In this game, because it's a sequel, what happens is if you try to put in cheat codes from previous games, it will try to kill you.
Yeah, Descent 2 did that for Descent 1 cheat codes.
Yeah. So, for example, the Going Nut cheat code, which turns the guidebot into a rampaging maniac of mass murder. If you tried putting that cheat code in this game, it would drop your energy and shields to 1.
I mean, they wouldn't want people buying the old issues of the magazines that had the old cheat codes in them to be able to use them in the new games. No, for the business model to work, you have to have the new cheat codes in the new games that are only published in the latest issues of the magazines. That's how it works.
Right. But, so for the record, the cheat code I used to end this level, the cheat code that is designed to kill all enemy robots currently on the level, is Dead of Night. Which is to say, you're making the level as quiet as the dead of night.
So you basically just give up on finding the last one, because you just can't find it. It's been too long.
I give up on finding the last 6. Because there is absolutely no reason for me to continue to waste my time on this level anymore.
One other cool thing I've seen a couple of recent games do is when you have just a few enemies left over like this, like there's a switch that goes off and they change their AI mode. So instead of just holding their position and staying in place, they actually navigate through the level and find their way over to you. So then you can kill them, and then that ends the level.
Yeah. So this is me basically, as part of my search for these enemies, I'm finding all of the logs for the for what happened to the ship. And yeah, it's me just cutting out large chunks of time here. Trust me.
Flying around and not finding anything, and the only things you're actually blowing up are either non-infected stormtroopers or those 3 enemies in that one hallway where they respawn.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, here's a cloaking device if you need it.
Which you can't get to because the geometry is too tight.
Would the Interceptor be able to find it because it's a smaller ship?
Possibly. But this area up here is behind the engine room. And I have no idea why... Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that a force field?
Yes. So what's happening is in this room, you're being pushed into the force field the whole time. Unless you get out of the room or you afterburner in the other direction.
Alright, I think there are some miscellaneous pickups in here, but otherwise, there doesn't seem to be much reason to come in here.
No, not really. Apparently, if you look at the map, there's actually a door in this little cubby that will lead you out and about, but I've never been able to get that door to open, so screw it.
This makes me wonder if there used to be such a door in that level, but they edited the literal level, but they didn't edit the map.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's even possible.
Possibly.
What just happened?
I reloaded the save game, pulled out the map, decided, you know what, I have no reason to fight in that room anymore. I'm going to look at this god-awful, ugly mess of an ugly map for one last time. Then I'm going to type in DEADOFNIGHT. And I'm going to kill everything and go to score 0 because I don't care anymore.
But how will you earn extra lives if your score is set to 0? Oh, right.
I hate you. I hate this level. Good riddance.